Face-off coming up in midfield as we get the NCAA tournament underway here. Robert Morris hosting Air Force and Ball Columbus, who we just talked about. And RMU gets the opening possession. The winner earns the right to go to Maryland and take on the Terrapins. Colonials, first chance inside Air Force territory, into the middle, quick shot, score, and Robert Morris strikes first. David Burr, the senior from Glassboro, New Jersey, and it's 1-0 RMU less than a minute in.
Burr's one for the Falcons that they're going to have to keep an eye on all game long, and he gets it going here just 40 seconds in. Burr, his 32nd overall goal in the year. You see that feed just inside into the teeth of the defense, and he doesn't waste any time just turning it on goal, beating the starting keeper for Air Force, Jake Merrick.
So a lot of these Colonials with postseason experience. Air Force tightening the attack here. Moving in, looking for an opening was Rizmani, gets it in front and score, and Air Force has tied the game. Kalen Driggs.
And there he is, Driggs. We talked about him in the open. I mean, he's going to be a guy Robert Morris has to play tight-knit up against. And he just snuck it in, coming from behind the cage. He saw he had some room with that defender on the opposite post and came in, just goes above that left shoulder over Fector. I mean, that's a tough one to come over if you're Fector. Still plenty of room up top for Driggs. Perfect placement.
Captain Josh Yago, 34 goals, 31 assists. Air Force in a 1-1 game, trying to go back-to-back here, and it's ripped into the corner. Falcons have their first lead of the game. Jimmy Breen. Was that Breen?
Yeah, Wes Breen with it.
Wes Peen. Unassisted, the senior from New Jersey. Wes Peen. Air Force rolling along here. Haven't lost since April 4th. And the Falcons with a 2-1 lead now. Here's Driggs shooting and scoring. Driggs flashing that skill, and it's 3-1 Air Force.
Wow, what an exceptional goal from Driggs. Already his second of the game, but it's the stick work that fools the defense. Going one-on-one against, I believe that was 6, Brendan Cena, 6, and then gets that second level of defense and goes underneath Fector through the wickets. Outstanding work there, getting towards the cage for Driggs.
Driggs, unbelievable talent for the Air Force Academy.
Yeah, they were 7-0 this year. I mean, absolutely dominated on home turf. Typically have done well here at the Joe.
They try to get it inside to Driggs, but too many white jerseys around. And the Colonials take over. Big play. Liam Keene. Keene jogging in. Checks a defender, cuts around him, goes to the goal line, and it's pulled back, looking for help. Swung to the outside. Here comes the shot. Look out. Shot, save made, and the ball bounces high into the air, and the Colonials are going to come away with it. But a big save by Merrick, his first of the game. A 5'7" junior from Toronto. Still RMU ball, though. Prezioso. Now to the near side. It's McCormick. Goes across. Here's the shot and the goal. David Burr with his second of the game and his 33rd of the year, and it's a 3-2 game as the Colonials climb to within 1. Great ball movement.
And RMU benefiting from that long possession as well, keeping control of that ball. But how about that pass from McCormick, threading it through to Burr, almost hit his Falcon stick. But before that, there was a little bit of chaos. A Falcon defender fell behind the net. I'm just not sure if Air Force ever got back into positioning. And you know, when he touches the ball, he can put that in a hurry. And he does it again.
Yeah, Burr's one of those guys that can score from anywhere. Great hands on number 47. Some guys do it with the legs, Burr with the hands. Here comes Air Force, back the other way. 3-2 lead for the Falcons. Now some room, twisting in and scoring somehow on the 6-hole, it looked like. And man, we are seeing a show from Kalen Driggs. His third of the game already here in the first quarter.
We indeed are, Garrett. Wow, I don't even know how he was able to get that off. Just a strength off of one hand of the stick all the way in, getting fended off by Ethan Hecht, and then he does get that second hand maybe to give him a little bit more leverage on that shot, but again, goes that left side over Fector. We saw him tucking that one goal coming from behind the net. This time, same sort of thing. Relatively solid all year long. A couple of tough goals up against him so far, but it's Driggs, just great placement.
And here comes another quick shot in transition right off the face-off, and it misses the net.
Not sure I want to be standing in the way of that one.
Jeez, no thanks. Colonials with possession. 4 minutes to go in the quarter. Hurling inside, ooh, having a step and try to bounce one through left-handed was Moon.
Tough task here for Robert Morris. Don't want to go down often against them.
Falcons around the perimeter. Another 15 seconds with the extra man. And they get it in front. Wide open chance in the finish for Josh Yago. The senior from Denver out of Arvada West High makes it 5-2. A man-up goal for the Falcons.
And just as we talked about, I mean, Air Force made it look easy finding Yago down low, coming out from around that crease. One of their more well-rounded overall players for the Falcons. Cole Rassis getting that assist. Just great find to locate Yago down low. Wide open.
Yago again, 35th goal. Now they pick up the pace, 22 seconds to go in the first. 14 on the shot clock. Falling down, but still able to pass it. Scooped up now, the Colonials collapse on him defensively and they take it away. Aggressive play for RMU, including Owen Tapper who got that last hit. Now RMU in transition, quickly in the finish. Callum Brennan. What a turn of events in the final minute of the quarter. And it's 5-3.
What a goal here to close out this first quarter of play with 3 seconds left. And Air Force knew this was going to be an area they had to watch. RMU's transition game. You see the defense here, Elijah Edwards, Owen Tapper putting the physicality on display. Then it was Dylan Ragg moving in ahead, then just quick passing, Prezioso to Brennan right on top, and the Colonials no stranger to quick goals with just a couple seconds left. It's how they got into overtime against LIU in the semifinals. Yeah, taking another look. I mean, boy, that's going to be close. Yeah, I mean, his momentum just carrying him into the crease. We'll see what the officials call here, but I don't know. As of now, I mean, he's going into that crease. Yeah, off that replay. It's going to be a tough one.
So the goal is waved off. So Brennan does not get his 49th of the year.
With the Wade diving in front of that crease. But this one waved off. Still early, though. Plenty of time. But that game, how chaotic was it? LIU had taken the lead with 23 seconds to go in that game. And then off the draw, off the face-off, RMU had to go down in a hurry and scoring.
Gave it out in front to Peltier. And the midfielder now jogs in a little closer as the Colonials put it in play behind the net. Still 10 to shoot. Now working his way in front, getting the angle, shooting though on the save made. Ball bouncing around and the Colonials get it back again. But not a huge surprise the way Air Force has played the second half of this season. Thrown behind the net. Only one common opponent between these two this year. That was Bellarmine. Colonials lost to Bellarmine and Air Force blew them out. Shots, score, and guess who? It's number one, Kalen Driggs with his fourth of the game. 6-2 Air Force.
Driggs just continuing to amaze. I mean, unreal effort. Individual one at that, getting some space just for himself. I mean, basically blanketed most of this time. Gets down to the turf, gets up. My goodness. Driggs just working through it all. And that's how the majority of his goals have come this year and in this game. I mean, basically every time working one-on-one and one way or another getting a look on net. Oh, my.
Now their last goal came with 6:19 to go in the first.
And the Colonials opened this game with 5 straight face-off wins, but Air Force has won 3 of the last 5.
Wig save, Fector. Ball loose. What Fector. The shot came from outside, but it was a missile. Air Force still with the ball. Try to get it to the side, a wide open chance, and it's 7-2. Air Force running away right now, as they are all over the Colonials here in the first half. And Colorasis gets his first of the game.
What a feed by Yago. You see the work here from Air Force, a quick pass, and look at Yago looking across the field, right through that defense to find Rassis.
Rassis joins the party for Air Force. And man, the Colonials in trouble now. Air Force has the ball again after the face-off win. But it's dropped on the near side. Can the Colonials get to it? No, Air Force picks it up again. And he's been everywhere again. 10:48 to go in the half, and Air Force is starting to pull away. There's Driggs, gives it behind the net. Wraparound shot, Fector makes the save. Well, I thought Driggs was gonna shoot, well, you always do. Colonials in dire need of a goal. It has been a long time since they got on the board, and the Air Force just keeps pulling away more and more. Great pass underneath, but it was dropped. Boy, what a find all alone next to the cage was Prezioso, but he dropped it, and instead the other way, Yago shoots, and he's stopped by Fector. Working it behind the net. Fector has been making saves. And now here's Driggs behind the net. One-on-one with Rag. Throws it up high. Here comes the shot. It's low. Fector stops it, and he finds it between the legs and smothers it. Fector, another save for RMU. Opening game of the NCAA tournament. The winner takes on Maryland, the number 2 seed in the tournament. Ball knocked out of the stick of Driggs. Ball dislodged, but the Colonial defender didn't know it. Owen Tapper was guarding the man. So Air Force holds on, but now 7 seconds to shoot. Some contact, ball's dropped.
Was up high.
And it, came too high. So that's going to be a penalty against RMU. Peen works it up top to the right side. Back high. Fake the shot. Peen's got it again. Into the middle. A slot shot is stopped by Fector. Fector's got another save, and that one's gigantic. About 18 minutes now without a goal for Robert Morris. Again, thought they had one in the final seconds of the first quarter, but it was waved off after a review. Found the player in the slot, or in the crease rather. Burr with his second of the game. And Burr gets the Colonials back on the board. It's 7-3 Air Force.
We've seen a couple of these tough angle shots, and Burr, the Colonials needed this one so bad. Sneaking it in past Jake Merrick on that short side.
Robert Morris staying alive here in the first half, but the Falcons have a 4-goal lead. And Air Force getting 4 goals from star player Kalen Driggs, who has dazzled in this game. Face off in midfield. 3 minutes, 10 seconds to go in the first half. NCAA opening round game here, the men's Division I Lacrosse Championship. Yep, his shoe came off.
Yep, figured out what was going wrong.
He had a flat tire. RMU, though, meanwhile, continues to cycle. Still 22 to shoot, and a big hit, and this one's going against Charlie Pfeiffer.
Yeah, Pfeiffer like a bear hug.
So RMU holds on to the ball, another 10 seconds with the extra man. Great spot and wide open. Nolan Barker gets to the Colonials to within 3. It's a 7-4 game. First of the game for Barker.
Excellent ball movement by Robert Morris as that time was ticking down. The man-up advantage. Not even sure if there was any time left. They're going to give it a man-up goal, but how about that tic-tac-toe play? The freshman, Nolan Barker, stepping in and scoring for the Colonials off that far post.
Air Force scored the first 2 goals of the quarter to stretch their lead to 5, but now RMU scratching out a couple, and they get the ball again after the face-off win. Before we start our halftime show here in Pittsburgh, 46 seconds to go in the quarter, 30 seconds to shoot. Robert Morris picks up the pace. They get a man underneath. Tackled in front. Ball is loose, and a foot race to the far sideline. Kicked at. Ball rolls out of bounds, and they're going to give it to Air Force. Air Force trying to add one here before the horn. Curling. Now back to Iago, drops the ball, it's loose on the turf, and that's going to cause the final seconds to tick off, and a call. They're going to give the ball to Robert Morris, but time's going to run out anyways. Face off in midfield. And Air Force takes the face off. Something that's been tough to do against the Colonials. Bo Columbus has been dominant. Receives the pass after coming onto the field and throws it behind the net. Iago kicks it to the outside. Just stutter steps, throw behind the net. Now they get a man in front. Shot, Fector with a save. Inside was Stottlemyre. Let a tough shot go, but Fector. The Colonials have the last 2 in the game and trying to make it 3. Now jogging in with it is Peltier. Gets it to a man in between a double team. Ball loose on the turf, and Air Force comes away with it. They'll kick it back to netminder Merrick, who sends it up ahead, but misses the intended target. It's turned over to RMU as Edwards comes away with it in white. McCormick behind the net, Prezioso. Here's Burr. Even that's too far for him to shoot. McCormick. Shot and a score, McCormick. From 11 yards out, through traffic. The senior from British Columbia, Joel McCormick, makes it 7-5.
It's a key goal for the Colonials to start off this second half. Had to face Air Force winning that face-off to start things. But a long possession here for Robert Morris. McCormick, who's come along nicely at this back half of the season, but just lofted that ball back in the middle, and play continues. You see it down the bottom left, right there, tiptoeing the sideline, jumps in the air, and I guess was midair to get that ball out.
Here comes the shot, and it's in! Air Force back on the board. It's Alexander Stepney. And the Falcons needed that one after a long drought.
Yeah, good response goal here from Air Force. Stepney, not a usual suspect in the goal-scoring department for Air Force this year. Just his 3rd goal of the season, but from straight away, and he found a spot and buried it.
Air Force. And how big was that forced turnover for the Falcons? Getting the ball back after Colonials were building all that momentum. RMU wins that face-off. And now off the field goes Colin Davis, the midfielder. RMU. Turning it up, moving in. Here comes the shot, and it's stopped. Save made by Merrick. 8-5 lead, Falcons here in this NCAA opening round game. Live in Pittsburgh on the turf at Joe Walton Stadium. Now ripping it through and scoring is Wes Peen. His second of the game and 26th of the year, and Air Force with back-to-back goals. 9-5 Falcons.
Peen with his second of the game. You just see him dip the shoulder on Hecht. And Peen was a guy that was limited by the Utes in that championship game. No points. One of the top point producers for the Falcons. Again, his second goal of the game.
Burr has been quiet in this half. McCormick's got it. Back to McLennan. Now McCormick fakes the shot, goes to the left hand, takes a big shot, but the Colonials get the goal. Flag on the board. So Robert Morris makes it 9-6 on a hard-fought goal as they climb to within 3. Wow. What a hit. But it's penalized. And the referee's talking it over. Let's take another look at that hit. Delivered to number 41, Joel McCormick. Man-up opportunity, so big face-off here for Bo Columbus.
And Connor Albertson for the Falcons using all of that 6'1", 173-pound frame, but gets called for the unnecessary roughness. So RMU, a minute man-up advantage here, trying to double up.
Air Force just closing the gaps and protecting that crease. And now Air Force on the attack. Falcons to the far side. Peen, another one. The hat trick. Wes Peen delivers to put Air Force into double digits. It's 10-6 Falcons.
Wes Peen, oh so similar to that other goal he just had. This time gets the pass, switches hands, and then drives to the net and fires it past Fector. You see there, catching it on that right hand, switching to his left, and then whipping it home past Fector. Another defensive breakdown here for the Colonials. Peen just getting in behind. Draws that back-end defender.
Triggs with 3 goals in the first quarter. Had 4 early in the second quarter. But now Peen with 3 of his own for the Falcons. Robert Morris with the ball. Colonials trailing by 4. Here at home, Bobby Rayome. Burr gets the Colonials back on the board from up top. David Burr, and it's 10-7.
We talked about earlier in the game, Burr can really score from every which way. This time, he's still on the outside, but bounces it low. I think Jake Merrick just not ready for that angle maybe coming in here as you see Burr coming inside towards your screen and then bounces it on its way in. Merrick trying to go low to make the save, but just cannot come up with it. Burr, another big goal for Robert Morris to hang around.
The RMU goal scored by number 47, David Burr. Assisted by
34th of the year for Burr. And this time the Falcons win the face-off. Air Force with a 3-goal lead. Air Force. And it's given back to Robert Morris with Cody Gross. Now Burr, 15 seconds on the shot clock. Down low to McCormick. Tries to go across and does. Here comes the shot, and it's snagged out of the air by Merrick. High to Moon. As Robert Morris still looking for an opening inside. Prezioso curls around, takes some hits, twists, turns, shoots, save made Merrick makes another.
Merrick just looking so calm and composed.
But still in it. Air Force. Suffocating defense today. Still in the anything can happen type score here in this fourth quarter. Robert Morris, a late comeback in their semifinal game, and twisting through and beating the defense and scoring for Robert Morris is Graham McLennan, the junior from Toronto. How did he slip through there?
I don't know, Garrett, because we've been talking about it all game long, how tough it's been to get inside this defense. McLennan just turned on the wheels. Man, did he fly through there. You can see the Air Force defense just standing around there sort of wondering what happened there. Have not seen much of that at all this game, either end. As McLennan in on Merrick, basically one-on-one, and finishes the play.
8th of the year for McLennan. Guarded. Now jogs outside and sends it up high. Just 5 seconds to shoot for Robert Morris. Gonna have to come here. Check to the back, trying to let it go as he was getting knocked to the turf. No chance though for McCormick as Air Force does it again defensively with the big hit at the end. Gives it to Wilhelm. Wilhelm picks up some defenders. Drops it for Vransky. Vransky moves in. Vransky goes in front. Oh, and somehow did Vector get a piece of that one? Yago was alone in front, cutting across. But Driggs puts it in play. Final seconds tick off of the penalty, so Robert Morris will get their man back, but Air Force still has the ball, and it's ripped in. And Driggs, he's been off the board for a while, but that's still number 5 in the game for Driggs, and it's 11-8 Air Force.
Air Force getting some really good looks on net. The previous 2 from Yago going wide, just past Vector, but this one, Driggs won't miss. Getting that pass out from behind from Yago, goes underhand with it. Vector trying to go down to make the save.
First since early in the second quarter, but just his 58th of the year. Jeez. Robert Morris wins the face-off. They're going to have to keep doing that in this fourth quarter. And that's what good defense does.
And that was a big thing for head coach Bill Wilson. Talked about being consistent, how consistent they've been, especially late in this season.
Air Force does it again. Some crushing hits on Brennan to dislodge the ball and give Air Force the ball back, and a flag on the turf again. Air Force upfield with it. And now look out, some activity on the sideline as a couple of players had to be separated. And at no time today has Robert Morris scored 3 goals in a row. Air Force twisting in, firing through and scoring, and Air Force back up front by 4. The Falcons come roaring back. Air Force leading 12-8 here in the fourth quarter. Putting all the pressure on Robert Morris now.
For the Falcons, it's a guy we haven't seen yet score. Luke Vransky, what a dodge out top, gets in with some room and then fires it past Vector. Vransky, he's had some success in the past against Robert Morris.
Back-to-back goals for Air Force. They've scored 3 of the last 4. And they win the face-off. Air Force in command with a 4-goal lead and 8 minutes left in regulation time. In front, oh, Driggs was alone, but he didn't catch it. He tried to catch and shoot, but the ball wasn't in his stick.
Like a little one-timer inside, a little one-touch play. Driggs just tried to turn it maybe too quickly, didn't see it into the stick all the way.
But Air Force maintains possession, and through a screen, Yago does not miss. And the Falcons are up by 5. It's 13-8 in the fourth quarter.
A lot of movement in front of Nate Vector here. just players' bodies all around him, changing those sight lines. And Yago gets that pass and then comes back inside and fires it in past Vector here. You see that great move up top over Vector.
We've seen some strange things in lacrosse over the years. Robert Morris wins another face-off. Bo Columbus in perhaps his last game. A hit at midfield as
another good one. Yeah.
Winner of that one gets Cornell. So Robert Morris down 5, needing to chip away and do so quickly. Burr, shot, score! Burr gets it through. And like you said, Nate, they got to get it to Burr, and they did so. And David picks up his 5th of the game. Colonials still alive here, trailing by 4.
You knew Robert Morris would try to work it to that guy right there, David Burr. They pushed some of their attackers in towards the middle of the defense, then wheeled Burr around the outside, and he got that bounce to go just past Merrick. A tough, odd shot, bounces down and in. Crawl back in this thing.
Breaks a string of 3 unanswered for Air Force. And a big battle for it here in midfield, but the Falcons come away with it. Hard work, taking shots was Frieri. But the Colonials force the turnover, and RMU gets the ball back. So here they come down 4. And again, needing a goal on pretty much every possession. Pass to the near side, a little slash to the hand, it looked like, of Burr. Falcons, as they try to take this opening round game on the road. Long way from home, no less. Ball dropped at midfield, but alertly able to get it back somehow was Simmons for RMU, and then crushed on a hit that will draw a penalty as Pfeiffer delivers the hit up high.
And kind of similar to the one we saw earlier, just getting that hand up high a little bit towards that neck area of Simmons. Pfeiffer for the Falcons.
Simmons was airborne. Moon to the outside for Brennan. Down low, high again to Burr. They get it in the middle, but the ball was dropped again. Peltier received that pass in the high slot, turned to shoot, but he didn't have the ball. 2 minutes and 50 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Far side, McCormick picks up a couple of defenders, throws it near side. Now moving in, it's McLennan. Gets it to the other side, and a shot, does it get it in? Now hold on, they're saying no goal. The horn sounds, but no goal. And Air Force has the ball. And they send it the other way. And it gets in. And Air Force catches the Colonials off guard. And now they can taste it. And the play is under review, so they're going to look at this again. For the moment, it's 14-9 Air Force.
I don't think that one ever went in, and the Colonials just sort of stopped playing there, thinking it went in. The goal horn sounded here at Joe Walton Stadium with that Prezioso on the back end. I don't think this one ever went in. It bounces down, the net's starting to move. That angle, man, I mean, number 11 right there, Cunningham, just blocking our shot of that ball maybe bouncing around there, and then Air Force just kept playing. Referees didn't whistle anything down. They probably should have called it dead there, try to review it there. You see Merrick coming up, holding that high, saying he's got it. Another good look here. Prezioso back door.
High reception.
Under that left foot there, Merrick. I just don't think that ball ever was going in regardless. Not sure if Fector just was out of his cage during that play, thinking the play maybe was dead on the other end.
There was a lot of confusion too, because goaltender Merrick looked like he was arguing something with the official. Maybe he was just showing him the ball emphatically. I'm not sure what was going on. Good moment for him He scored that one from a long way out, too.
Yeah, strange one at that, but you take them any way you can.
Colonials throw it away. And Air Force, with time running down, with a 5-goal lead on the road, and Air Force doing it on in all facets today. 35 seconds away from 7-game winning streak, as they have the ball here in Pittsburgh with a 5-goal lead as the seconds count down. Air Force, a well-earned victory here in Pittsburgh against a very good Robert Morris team, the champions of the NEC. And the Falcons are going to move on to a date with Maryland. Robert Morris with the ball here with 17 seconds to go in front of a big home crowd that showed up today on campus. And hit and dropped and still down is McLennan as he let that shot go. Graham McLennan down on the turf here. The last thing you want to see with 8 seconds left in a game. And we'll hope he's okay. But 7 seconds to go. And RMU, last gasps here. And the shot and the stop. One last opportunity. And Nolan Barker tried to poke it in, but Air Force surges to victory here in Pittsburgh. The Falcons win it 14-9 on the road over the Colonials in this opening round game.